What's up? Welcome to Tales Tomorrow. I am Morrow, your storyteller for today. With me I have some more RPG. Oh god, what smells? Is it me? No? Is it the book? No? Is it you? Oh, you stink. You need to take a shower, Stinky. Wow, Morrow, that's so cool. Calling your audience Stinky. Wow, what a genius thing. Also, it's a joke. Please don't unsubscribe. I'm trying to be funny. I'm trying my best. Let's get some RPG horror stories for today. You are either stupid or conspiring against me. There were 0 red flags before this happened, which makes his sudden tantrum all the more bizarre. It started when he messaged me, we had a Discord server for the campaign, with a question about including a homebrew magic item that kept switching between that, his character's backstory, and the campaign setting. I asked him to stop writing streams of consciousness style and instead write things out and edit them before posting. He claimed that was too hard, thought he was joking and asked him to rewrite his questions. He accused me of trying to humiliate him by making him rewrite what he had posted, and that I was either stupid or lying because there was no way anyone could be confused by his misspelled, spread out, meandering, devoid of punctuation posts. Oh god, that sounds like a horror story of its own. I mean, some people on RPG horror stories do write like that, like it's a giant amalgamation of words without punctuations or anything. You ever see the DM where just like it feels like a fragment that you're reading and just goes on and on and on? You're like, hold on, where's the beginning? I'm so lost. I need that too. I need a little bit of structure in my life. Sometimes it's difficult for me to look at like a mess of a message and be like, yeah, I totally understand what that means. I could decipher that. Sometimes I need a little bit of help. He put more effort into writing an insulting screed about how unreasonable I was being than he put into all the posts he had written before then combined. I removed his ability to post to the Discord as a precaution, then tried convincing him to de-escalate and start over, do my best to be diplomatic. I was certain he wasn't going to back down and I'd have to ban him, but I decided to let him dig his own grave. He posted another rant about me plotting against him, was about to start flaming the Discord when I banned him. Then he messaged the other players, gave them screenshots of what happened, and rated them about how evil I was and how this was all part of my master plan to make him look bad. None of the other players sided with him, as that the screenshots made him look crazy. I'm not sure what they said to him, but they told me he came off as paranoid and unreasonable, and one said he even gotten bad vibes from him before this. He was in other campaigns with them, so unfortunately they stuck with him there. I'm pretty sure rather than consider whether or not he was in the wrong, he now believes all the other players were in on whatever conspiracy against him he believes exists. Guy sounds unwell, honestly. Like, I don't know what exactly is going on, but clearly he has some sort of something going on. I don't know what it is. I hope they get the help they strongly, desperately deserve, because if they start thinking that everything is a conspiracy and everything is just put against them, it makes it for a really difficult situation. I had a stepdad that genuinely thought that the whole world was against him and everybody was conspiring for his downfall, and that his loss of hearing was everybody else trying to like do something physically to him and ruin his chances, and you know, whenever he would get fired from a job or put on disability, that it was like somebody's working against him to like destroy his life and reputation. And man, it's rough. It's actually rough. He needed help too. But yeah, I hope this player gets some help and maybe get some retrospective or maybe cools off a little bit, because this is not okay. This is just not okay. Don't rant to people about how they just trying to plot against it. Not everybody wants to like see your downfall. Yeah, I mean, maybe some people exist out there, some really evil, conniving people. I mean, we've read some RPG horror stories about terrible people, but this is not it. There was a misunderstanding about the guy writing about 500,000 different things without any structure, and the OP just asked him, hey, just space them out and organize them, please. And then suddenly the rant happened. It's just not good, man. It's not okay. Anyway, let's get to the next story for today. This one's gonna be kind of long, so brace yourselves. I have invited my stepmom to play with us. This may have been a mistake. So I'm a 36-year-old dude. My dad is being a pretty good dad to me, but he was quite a terrible husband to my mom. And a few years back, they got divorced. Mom's happy, dad's happy, divorce was amicable, all is well. Well, about a year after the divorce, my dad started dating Alice, fake name. Alice is 39. They got married 2 years ago. Oh, stepmom, I'm stuck. Me and Alice are actually getting along super well. She's into a lot of the stuff I'm into. And even the stuff she's not into, she at least aware of. My dad marrying her actually improved my relationship with him and my siblings, since her being around makes me think my wife visits a lot more often. Since she loves hosting and is overall a lot of fun, we actually think she's a great addition to the family. At some point, it turns out Alice got really into The Legend of Vox Machina, the Critical Role animated series. In case there's literally anyone on the sub is not familiar with it, basically a retelling of their actual play series. When she told me that, I made a series of mistakes which resulted in the most awkward few months of my life. I have a group of friends. We play an Exandria campaign. We started in 5e, but when the whole WotC OGL fiasco happened, we transferred to Pathfinder 2e, but we kept the setting and the plot unchanged. I personally am not great into Critical Role and haven't actually watched Vox Machina, but my group is great and the DM is a wonderful storyteller and makes the best NPCs. When Alice told me she really enjoyed Vox Machina, I got really excited and told her about the campaign. She got really excited. She never actually played TTRPGs before, but was excited to try. Was a self-proclaimed theater kid, so role-playing wouldn't be an issue. I, obviously, and at one point to my great regret, got excited too. I love Alice. Alice is great. My group is great. This could only mean good things. I ran this by my group, GM and 4 players, and they all were pretty cool with having her, though some jokes were made about my hot stepmom. They haven't met her yet, so I accepted this as a good-natured ribs. This story is marked as lighthearted, so I'm sure nothing too terrible happened. But what if, like, this is just a really weird thing. What if, like, your stepmom makes a character and she, like, tries to flirt with your character in game, but she's a stepmom, so is that okay? I don't know, man. I feel like something like that's gonna happen. Why do I feel like something weird and awkward, like really, really awkward is gonna happen? Well, we're in for it, so let's see it. I taught her the basics of Pathfinder 2e and gave her a rundown on the campaign thus far, and helped her create her character. It was a swashbuckler loosely inspired by Jack Sparrow and Scanlan. She was incredibly excited. I was too. So excited I failed to see the literal parade of red flags spelling, oh no, this character concept was. Like, sure, what I got from her backstory kept referring to all the people she seduced and all the hearts she broke, but that was just flavor, right? Right? You let your stepmom make a combination of Jack Sparrow and Scanlan. You dug your own grave. You dug your own grave. This is the bed you made. You gotta sleep in it. Not with your stepmom. That'd be weird. Wrong. She shows up to session 1 and was her usual self. She's fun, she's charming, and her introduction was great. We're in a bit of a bind with the boss fight, and her character shows up to basically save our asses. She still needs a bit of help, but oh my god, she's a magnificent roleplayer. Her attacks and feints are all super descriptive. She's receptive to critique, she knows enough to the rules to keep combat flowing. It's great. And the character is goofy and charming. She does some silly accent which everyone loves and is very vulgar, like a pirate should be. By session's end, everyone's fawning over her, and I'm group MVP for bringing her. This is par for the course. Hell, I love that woman to bits. I'm not at all surprised by this. We all leave feeling great. Then the next session rolls around and crap starts hitting the fan. See, we're playing on a physical table, but we have a group Discord and our GM uses a tablet to show NPC art, and some NPC in town is very hot. Alice begins flirting with the NPC, and I think this is just, you know, she's playing a charming character, she's being charming, except it keeps getting more serious and worse. Uh-oh. What does that mean? Is she like gonna go into horny talk? Is she gonna try to ERP with an NPC? Is she? No, my entire party is deeply invested in Alice's character's love life. Entire sessions are wasted on her going on dates with this NPC and buying clothes and preparations for said dates and helping him resolve some side quests the GM clearly wrote purely to have the NPC get more scene time. I am in hell. At this point I have spent like 3 sessions listening to my stepmom flirting with my GM. I wish the ground would swallow me whole. When we finally leave that town and reach the next one, I think things might finally turn around. But no, she remains incredibly flirty. Made no commitment to that guy. I'm still sitting there listening to her flirt with this guy, GM, though now he is doing a different accent. I regret inviting her. I wanna die. And the party is loving it. I don't know if it's because she was the only woman at the table, and there were mostly single guys, and her character flirted with their PCs too, but her presence just shifted the entire campaign in a way that made it super awkward for me. But it got worse. Damn, can't believe your mom dominated the entire group. Your mom dominated the entire, your stepmom dominated the entire group because she just flirted with everybody. If she's having fun, if she doesn't mind it, if she's actually having a good time and everybody else is having a good time and a little bit of fun, playful flirting for the sake of playing the game and stuff is there. I mean, yeah, it's awkward for you and yeah, it's a stepmom and obviously like it slows things down to a crawl because it's spending more time flirting than actually playing. But I mean, I don't know. I don't know, man. What are y'all thoughts on this? I mean, for me personally, if everybody's having a good time and they're just having fun playing the game and everybody knows it's a game and just having a good time with it, just treating it as a silly game as it is, even with the flirting and stuff, maybe your stepmom just has a really good risk game. You know, probably you should have done. It's weird. It's a weird suggestion, but you should probably out-risk her somehow. You start being flirty and flirting with every NPC out there. I don't know, man. This is a situation for sure. Where we're having campfire talk and her character opened up about some trauma in her backstory. And my character, a cleric of the Raven Queen, talked to her about loss, mourning, accepting death, and all that good stuff. Since I'm playing him is insightful. And Alice, bless her heart, is acting her heart out. She looks me in the eye. There's tears forming in her eyes. She's having a character moment, an important one. But me, I'm suddenly sick to my stomach because I realize what she's doing. She's flirting with my character. I'm now sitting here looking my freaking stepmom in the eye, and I'm having to play out a scene of romantic tension with her. And this isn't just flirting, mind you. I see the plot hook she is dangling. She talks about her surface level, her connection to other people always are, but how she seeks something deep, yada yada. I see what this is foreshadowing for. She wants to ship our characters, and it's the worst. Because remember, the other members of my group are strangers to her, so there was still some reservation. But with me, we're friends, we're family. She lets herself go all out. She puts a hand on my knee. She looks me in the eye. For a moment, I worried that she's going to literally go for a kiss. She didn't, thank God. Everyone thinks the scene is freaking spectacular, and session ends on a high note. Not for me. I'm deeply uncomfortable. I've now spent half an hour awkwardly flirting with my stepmom. This is gross. This is possibly the most awkward I've ever been in my life. The only bright side is that this was a breaking point for me and things got better afterwards. If you feel uncomfortable with having your stepmom put like a hand on your knee and like leaning close to almost go for a kiss and like having some sort of a roleplay thing, I mean, yeah, she's acting her heart out and she's having fun and everything, but at some point you gotta kind of be like, yo, whoa, boundaries, lady, like I get stepmom and everything, but like, whoa, not comfortable with it. I feel like y'all should have discussed boundaries about what's okay, what's not okay. Maybe she was just having fun in the moment. I don't know. You guys are like, what, 36 and 39, so maybe it doesn't feel too weird, or maybe it is extremely weird. I don't know. The fact that if she was not your stepmom, maybe, I don't know, maybe y'all could just be like okay with it. But the fact that she's your stepmom does make it really, really, really weird. Oh, I don't know how to feel about this, dude. Like, this is a story. This is a story. I feel conflicted continuing this, but it's almost done, so let's finish it. Either way, I'm gonna say one thing. It is weird, and you guys should have talked about boundaries, about not doing that specific thing again. Or like, if you guys have, maybe you don't want to have character flirting with like each other's characters or something. Maybe some sort of boundaries should have been discussed about the things that you both are cool with. You know, Alice drives me home, and on the way she notices I'm kind of off. So she asks me what's up, and I tell her. She's now the reddest I have ever seen, and she's super apologetic. She's covering her face, so won't look at me. She explains that she just thought this was what playing TTRPGs was, since this was what they did on the show. And the flirting and the dating were all kind of just part of it, like theater. And she's so sorry for making me uncomfortable. I'll make it clear, she wasn't being aggressive or overly sexual or anything. It was just a very uncomfortable situation for me. I apologize for maybe not making things clear, not stopping the scene when I felt it was inappropriate, but we decided to talk it out with a group over Discord and explain the situation. We do so the next day, and everyone's pretty cool about it. They're pretty chill dudes overall. We established that Alice and her character are no longer to flirt with me and maybe turn down the flirting overall. And she does. Things improve a lot after that, and she's still playing with us to this day. Alice is genuinely a wonderful person, and I love her, but she's also my stepmother. And for those horrible, awkward 30 minutes, she was trying to flirt with me, and I will never let her live this down. And thankfully, we can laugh about it now. Like, sometimes she'll just ask for the salt, and I'll go, do you need salt, or do you need a real deep connection? I bet that line makes your dad feel really weird at the table. He's like, what the hell are you guys talking about? There's something going on that I should know about? This story is silly. No, not even silly. It's zany. Yeah, it's really awkward when your stepmom flirts with you in character. It's extremely awkward. It's really awkward. listen, I'm glad you guys at least talked it out and you kind of figure out the boundaries and stuff, and that maybe just we shouldn't do any in-character flirting with each other because it'd just be really awkward. You, my stepmom, might be stepson, let's just not go that route. It's just really strange. I wish you would have talked to her sooner about it so it wouldn't turn into an RPG horror story, but you know what? I was thoroughly entertained. It was a lot of awkwardness, and I gotta be honest, I found it hilarious. Am I wrong for that? I mean, the imagined situation, yeah, it's extremely weird and unsettling, sure. But like the amount of awkwardness and the way you wrote this stuff out is just, I could see the domino pieces fall down and getting super awkward. I'm glad nothing weird ERP stuff happened because, oh, you could never come back from that. You could never come back from that. Anyway, I'm glad things ended on a positive note. Started a little bit weird with like insane rambling about conspiracy against me and turned to weird, awkward stepmom D&D TTRPG stuff. Oh, sorry, Pathfinder. My bad. Anyway, that was our stories for today. And with that, that's gonna be all our stories for today. I want to thank you very much for watching, and thanks so much for being here. If you like what I do, consider subscribing to the channel and leaving a like. Also, if the RPG Horror Stories ever goes down, or if you want to submit your own personalized horror story, email is down in the description below. I'll see you again in more Tales Tomorrow. Bye-bye.